Hello, this is Dr. Mears. Today we're going to be writing an equation of a line from a table. Now we did this in class. I did live teaching and we put this in our ISN. However, there were a few of you that wanted me to do a video on it so that you had it. So I'm going to do the video and then I'm actually going to do a practice, 2 examples, different equations again, and that will be coming up in a little bit. So first, let's write down our steps. The first step was to find the constant rate of change, and I think we actually wrote find. So you have to find the slope, and what I wanted you to do is write m equals and then put a box around it because we need it. Because remember, when we're writing an equation, we're going to need an m and a b, and I kept saying that because we need slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b. The second thing that we're going to need to find is our y-intercept. And how we find y-intercept is we have to look to see where x is 0. So find x equals 0, and the y value is your y-intercept. And I wanted you to write that as b equals and then put a box around that because, again, we need m and b. Once you have m, once you have b, we're going to substitute both of those into our equation. Substitute m and b into y equals mx plus b. And I did these two for you in class. And I actually showed you this one, we're adding 2 here. This one, we're adding 3, and adding 2. And if you remember, I felt uncomfortable because these were different. But remember, it's not that these have to be the same, it's that the ratios have to be the same. So here we were subtracting 6, subtracting 9, and subtracting 6. So if we did the ratios, remember the ratio for our slope, our constant rate of change, is the change in y over the change in x. So we have -6 over +2 and -9 over +3. And we need to make sure that those are equal. And if we reduce it, it is equal. -3 over 1, that does equal -3 over 1. So -6 over 2 does equal -3 over 1. -9 over 3 does equal -3 over 1. So our m here is going to be -3. And I actually reduced that a little bit further. You don't have to. You can use this one right here, the -3 over 1. Sorry if this is a little light. My lighting here is very bright. John, I might have you actually turn the lighting down a little bit. Our b is where x is 0. Let's see. Yeah, it's a little better. Thank you. So we have to find where x is 0. Our b is going to be our y value, so that's going to be 4. So our m is 3, our b is 4. So our equation is y equals -3x plus 4. And that's our equation. Let's see if I can make this a little bit better for you to see. That's definitely better when I made it dark. The second one down here, we're going to be adding 1, adding 1, adding 1. And I said once you see the pattern here, they're all going to be constant rates of change. So once you have 1 or 2, you're good to go. And you know, when you know the pattern, because you're adding 2 here and you're adding 1 here because we're going up. So our constant rate of change here is our y, remember, divided by x, so 2 over 1. We can simplify that to 2. We have to find where for our y-intercept where x is 0. So let's look, -6, -5, -4, -3, -2. Uh-oh, we don't have 0, but we can extend the pattern. Going back to the beginning of the school year, if we extend the pattern, add 1 here, we come to -1. Extend the pattern one more time, we come to 0. So let's do the same on the other side by just adding 2 a couple times. So +2 is 22 and +2 is 24. Here we find our b, so our b equals +24. We have our b to +24. We have our m is 2. Let's write our equation. Y equals 2x plus 24. Here's our equation. This is the answer that I'm going to be looking for. Y equals 2x plus 24. Hope this helps.